Hi guys, good morning and welcome back to my channel. Don't mind me maybe looking still a little puffy. I literally just rolled out of bed. I'm not gonna tell you what time it is. I don't know what happened, but I slept in majorly today. Like luckily I'm not late to anything because all my classes are in the afternoon, but still I looked at the time when I woke up and was like, what happened? I don't know what happened, but I still wanted to record this little video. I just sat down here real quick because I want to give you a book review. Now, had I known that this book would take me on an emotional roller coaster, I would have tried to film a reading vlog, taking you with me as I'm reading it, but because I didn't know that I would have so much to say about this book, I didn't do that, so now I have to give you my opinion on the book after the fact, meaning after I have already finished it. The book I'm talking about is House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. Personally, I heard about this book a couple of weeks or months ago on Haley Pham's vlog channel, which is like her booktube channel. She went through a bit of a thriller phase and she read a lot of Riley Sager's books, really liked them, and especially recommended House Across the Lake. So I put it on my waiting list on Libby and it just recently came in and I started reading it. Obviously. Now, to give you like a brief rundown of what the plot is, I mean, you can probably already tell by the title of the book. It's basically about some lake in Vermont. There are only 5 houses around the lake, and in one of them, our main girl is chilling. Though, okay, no, she's not chilling. She's definitely not chilling. She's going through a really rough patch in her life right now, but she's in her house alone, and basically the only thing she does all day, every day is watch her neighbors across the lake using her binoculars. The neighbors are new, she doesn't really know them. She's getting to know them both in person and then by, well, low-key spying on them, I guess. And then she notices that the wife suddenly goes missing. And obviously she's coming up with all these theories. Oh my god, something's going on. I have to find out what happened, etc. pp. So that's pretty much the premise of the book. And that sounds pretty much straightforward, right? And this, let's say, very normal thriller setting is very much reflected within, let's say, maybe the first 60% of the book. The first 60% of the book feel very standard, feel very normal, feel almost very, like, no, not almost, they do feel very predictable. So much so that actually I have proof of this. I'm not just like saying this to make up a cute anecdote. When I was, I think, 23 or 25% through the book, I literally Googled, is House Across the Lake as predictable as I think it is, or is there going to be a twist? Because I got kind of frustrated because, as I told you, the main character is going through a really rough patch. She is depressed and she is an alcoholic. So basically for the first, as I just said, 50 or 60% of the book, we just follow her in her everyday life, and her everyday life consists of nothing else but her consuming exorbitant amounts of alcohol, being involved in these self-destructive behavior patterns, and spying on her neighbors. And I'm not gonna lie, that wasn't very fun to read. So first of all, I just like didn't expect that because I didn't know the main character would be an alcoholic. And also I didn't know it would be such a central part of at least the first 50, if not 60% of the book. So that's something I just want to warn you about. So personally, that I found kind of hard to get through like the first 50-60% of the book because I wasn't really super comfortable, or I wasn't really enjoying like the setup of the situation. And even though I had read that article, I still feared that I was seeing where the book was going. Maybe the plot was a bit predictable, but let me tell you, it was not. It really wasn't. Anyway, we're gonna get to that. Now, I will have to say, I don't know if this is just because I had literally not heard any other person talk about this book but Haley Pham, and because she was completely new to the thriller genre, either maybe she too hadn't done like a lot of research or had watched a lot of other book reviews on these books. So I don't know if this information is theoretically out there, but if you're also coming across this book and you have not really heard anyone else about that, you would be in the same shoes as me, and then you could probably experience the book the same way as me. And if that is the case, babe, the twists and turns of like the last third of the book will blow your mind. The last third of the book does make the book worth reading. That's, I guess, the main thing I want you to take away from the book. But I still want to like, I want to warn you about the first 60%. Kind of slow, kind of frustrating to get through. You think it is predictable, but it really, really isn't. Okay, but still, I now want to give you all the timestamps basically of, wait, I'm just getting my iPad ready. I just want to let you know, I'm not gonna give you any spoilers in this section of the video, but I just wanted to tell anyone at what point exactly the roller coaster really started to go off, if you know what I'm saying. So the first, let's say, mini twist there is happens on page 335 out of 528. So we're like a bit over, or like, no, we're fairly over the 50% mark at that point already. That's like 63% through the book. That's where the first little twist happens. Like the first little twist is insinuated, but that first little twist, even though that was something I had not considered as a possibility, like it was a good twist as I didn't see it coming, but it wasn't like a complete mind-blowing. It was more like, oh wait, oh, okay, I see you going in that direction. Okay, I didn't see that one coming. Good for you, Riley. It was kind of like a twist like that. But then page 375 came rolling around, and that is where the first mind-blowing major what the fuck moment twist is happening. I'm not going to go into details because I really don't want to spoil this for anyone in any way, shape or form. I'm going to include like a tiny little spoiler-ish section at the end of the video. I'm still not going to give full-on spoilers as in saying what's actually going to happen, but in that last section of the video, I want to give you at least a hint as to what the major mind-blowing twist is. But in this part of the video, I don't even want to insinuate it in any way, shape or form, because the twist also was that good, or like that obviously unexpected, because I didn't expect it in any way, like shape or form. I hadn't even, like literally that was not a possibility that I considered in any way, shape or form. So when that suddenly came rolling around, it did blow my mind. So yeah, that was page 375, and then on page 383 we have another big revelation that lets you go like, what the hell is happening? And it will definitely have you turning the pages at this point, because you need to know what's happening. You need to know what all of these crazy things mean. And then also basically right before the book ends, there's like another oomph. You think everything is I guess kind of resolved, but no, it's kind of like the denouement of the story that the author gets you one last time. It's like, you thought this was over? No, there's another major thing happening in the end of the book. So as I just said, the last third of the book, hell, it has you going up and down, and it has you flipping them pages because you need to know what's going on. Also, the last third of the book, it really delivered on just like the vibes for me, because usually what a critique for me is with the thrillers I read, not that I read a lot of thrillers, because usually I just stick to my murder mysteries, but when I read thrillers, they usually don't give me the thrills. I usually don't find them suspenseful enough, because when I just want like a good murder mystery, but I don't necessarily want or need this story to kind of like give me, like spook me out, make me scared or something, then I'm just sticking to like my normal murder mysteries on the lines of like Agatha Christie, etc. These are like good murder mystery stories, but they never scare you. That's not part of those kind of books. But with thrillers, I always have this expectation that I want them to like kind of like scare me, or like have me be kind of like jitterish, because I'm like, oh my god, what's gonna happen at some point of the book. And usually thrillers, or like the thrillers I have been reading in the last couple of months, they never achieve that. This book achieved that. I was sitting right there in my desk, my roommate was here, thank god, bless her, but still I turned around to her and was like, oh my god, my book is getting so scary. Like, I don't know what I would have done if she hadn't been there. I would have probably had to stop. I mean, I still, because that it was night, obviously. Why do you always reach like the freaky parts of your books when it's dark outside? Why is that a thing? I wonder. Anyway, I mean, I still continued reading, but at some point I still had to stop and not finish the book that night because it got too scary, freaky, and she had gone to bed, and it was like nearly dark, only like this one twinkle light in the room was still on. I was like, you know what, I want to have a good night's sleep. I'm gonna stop reading this freaky shit now, and I'm only gonna like finish it, like pick the book back up, finish it in the morning once the light was out. And that's exactly what I did. It did not disappoint. So I was really happy that the book also delivered on just like the vibes it really gave me. And like, I can't even remember the last book that gave me that scary feeling, but I was really kind of freaked out and scared, because oh my god, what is gonna happen in this situation? This is so freaky, this is so scary. Like this setup of the one scene, I can't remember the last time that happened, and yeah, I was really happy the book delivered. Okay, so that's the main review of the book I want to give you. I can definitely recommend you to pick it up for the last third of the book alone. And now the last little tiny spoiler I want to give. I mean, exit out if you don't want to hear anything about this book. It's not going to be a major spoiler. I'm not gonna reveal any of the plot of the book. I just want to insinuate like what made the big freaky twist so good, why it was so unexpected, I'm just gonna insinuate it. I mean, you're gonna have to listen to it to know what I'm saying. Basically, I'm just still giving some people the time to exit out here. Okay, so the big twist was so good to me because I hadn't expected at all, because basically in my perception, at one point the book, it changes genre. And that is obviously not something I had considered. That is not something I had thought would happen. But the book starts out as maybe like a completely normal thriller. But at that, of course, I mean, I have a certain perception, or like I have a certain idea of what I believe to be a normal thriller. And that was like the first, I don't know, 70% of the book. And then this one twist happened. And for me, that is like a genre breaker of what I at least consider to be the normal thriller genre. Because I obviously hadn't expected a genre breaking twist. It took me by such surprise. So there you go. It's still a thriller afterwards, but it's a certain kind of thriller. Not every thriller allows twists like that. Only, I guess, a certain niche genre of thriller allows that sort of thing to happen. And I didn't know that this book would be within that certain niche of thriller. And that's, again, the thing that I can't really comment on, because I don't know if that information is out there, that this is a niche thriller, because I feel like this has been marketed as a normal thriller. And I guess most people would agree with my definition of what a normal thriller is. I can't go too much into detail, otherwise I would kind of spoil what is happening. So yeah, I guess because most people have the same perception of what a normal thriller is as me, that's exactly the reason why so many people get shocked by this one twist so much, because that is not something that they thought could even happen within this normal thriller genre. So yeah, that's basically what made the twist so twisty, because it basically changed the genre of the book. Anyway, so that's that. That's all I want to give you. If you want to like share your opinions on the book and they're gonna contain spoilers, please like mark the comments accordingly, so like everyone checking the comment section is not gonna get spoiled without wanting to get spoiled, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I would be super excited to read your personal opinions on the book. As I said, like the last third, it really turned it around for me, and the last third I really enjoyed, and it made the whole book worth reading. Anyway, that was my personal opinion on the book. I hope I helped you out with maybe finding a new book to read, and we're gonna see you in the next one. Bye.